What is going on, guys? It is Chris on the sticks, and I am back with a Call of Duty Black Ops 2 gameplay commentary. Now, this is a big switch up from Call of Duty Ghosts, but I'll just talk about a little bit of stuff. But this is going to be a commentary, just like some of the stuff that I was talking about in my last video about doing more commentaries, more like updates, just letting you know some of the stuff that's been going around. So, here we go. So, as most of you probably should know, I am an avid supporter in eSports and Call of Duty eSports. And one of the things that I do is I follow a lot of the pro players, sub-amateur players as well. And I compete a lot. And so a lot of stuff actually ended up happening over this past week. And it's actually very... It's so much time, and it was very convenient, kind of. I don't know if that's the word for it, but the timing was impeccable when I was about to do this commentary, because like right after I finished doing what I was doing to do this commentary, more stuff happened for me to talk about. But let's just go back to last week and talk about exactly what happened. So last week was the Call of Duty, actually 2 weeks ago, the UMG Philadelphia happened, and all the players went out to play. And then after that, in Call of Duty fashion, in esports fashion, after a big event happens, roster changes are about to happen. Like, you cannot avoid a roster change after a LAN event. So, with that, there was the Optic Gaming, who, one of their pro players, Optic Big Timer, who's actually in the Guinness Book of World Records. He announced his retirement that it was going to be after UMG Philadelphia. So, we already knew that Optic Gaming was going to be looking for their team. Well, some more stuff happened, and essentially their player, Scumpy, he left Optic Gaming, and he joined Team Envious. And so, with Team Envious, one of their players, Rambo, he decided to step out of playing for now, and he moved to the coaching side of Team Envious. So, if you're not familiar, Team Envious's new roster is Scumpy, Proofy, Goonjar from TK. I actually remember him from when he was on VVV. And you have, I forgot who, Burke. He was also a former Optic member. And, Scumpy kind of went out with a bang. And by that, he kind of just started a lot of drama over the interwebs, and at a point, he kind of had to end it. He ended it. He kind of was being a little immature about the way he handled his leaving Optic Gaming, and so he kind of just had to cut his losses, and then just he had to clean up what he messed up, kind of. So that's all that happened, and then after that, this esports and Twitter, all of that stuff, it just exploded. And then at the rest that happened was Optic announced that they were going to pick up Clayster, so the roster was Nadeshot, Ricky, and Clayster on that team. Then, out of nowhere, you have the new fourth of Optic Gaming, which was in fact Parasite from Farico, Impact, all that good stuff. He was previously on Curse LV, prior to actually leaving to join Optic Gaming, and that was seen as a surprise because no one really expected him to leave his team and try to join Optic Gaming. And then so for a while the e, e, for a while everything was just all in chaos. It was just a storm of randomness. And after that, this is where the fun part comes in, because literally just recently, like I'm talking about today, like not even today, like maybe like 10 or so hours ago, Parasite left Optic Gaming. Now, I watched their scrims, I watched them play, and from a viewer's perspective, you kind of see that, they were kind of butting heads in a way, in the sense, it seemed to me that Parasite was trying to just go in and kind of run the game, kind of, tell everybody, that essentially he was trying to be the captain, and no one was really on board with that, I think my personal opinion, and that's where the fallout began. Like that's where like Parasite kind of felt like it wasn't gonna work with Optic, so it kind of sucked for him because he left his team. Hold on, he left his team to go to Optic Gaming, and within that, his prior team picked up a new fourth. So now he's without a team, and essentially he kind of screwed his only potential chance to, do stuff. He screwed his chance to basically win CoD championships. I'm not saying it's impossible, but he just kind of dug a deeper hole for him that he has to kind of fill. And then out of nowhere, this is the other thing that surprised me. This is the one that surprised me the most, actually. But Ricky, who got picked up by Optic prior to ML or UMG Philly, they picked up Ricky, and they honestly they were doing good with Ricky, but he just decided that he was going to leave. Now, he said he was going to say why he left, but for the most part, I couldn't definitively say that he was gonna leave. Like I couldn't tell that was gonna happen. So, Optic is now left with Nadeshot and Clayster, with Big Timer as their coach, and they have 2 spots to fill. And from, like I've said, this is my perspective of who they need to pick up. Clayster, before with that, if it was just going to be Clayster and Ricky alongside Nadeshot, I could have essentially said that Optic just needs an OBJ minded player. Like they need one of that. They need one of those, or at least a Slayer, in a sense, someone who can run around, get kills, get caps, and support the OBJ in that sense. Now, I'm not sure who they need, but they still need an OBJ minded player. They're probably they might need a second AR. I'm not sure, but they might just need the 3 subs that they were talking about. But that's all I have to say about that. Call of Duty is like in the competitive side of Call of Duty. With that, like a lot of teams do a lot to try to do a lot to try to sort of create a God squad, and the quote unquote God squad right now is Complexity, and with them, like two of their main players have been playing together for I think 3 years now, and then the other player they had for a solid 2 years, I think. So their team has had the time to play and build chemistry, and that's something that I'm taking into consideration while working on the team that I have and that I'm trying to work on. So that's something that's going to be a really important thing, and that's something that people overlook, is just trying to work with a team for a long-term solution instead of just having a team that's short-term. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. It's a little longer just because I'm talking a lot. But as always, this is Chris, and I'll see you later. See you later.